I always say, why not? Instead of why, like, tell me why not. Why wouldn't you want to be running a business that is governed well, is doing well by their workers, their community, and their environment? Why wouldn't you love to have a way to assess yourself in those four categories? Why wouldn't you want to be going to retreats where there's other thought leaders that are world leaders and to be able to be part of that community? So the effort is just like other people have ways to measure their business. You know, the B Corp mission is business is a force for good. So I think the first thing is not everybody looks at their business like that. I think there's a lot of people that just look like business, like how much money can they make? But if you start to think about a family business trying to be sustainable, and I think, of course, we all know people are starting to care a lot more about the environment and understand what is it like to bring in workers. It's really just fertile ground to be an amazing place. It's a learning opportunity. So it's usually people that are probably negative about it, probably just are more like, I think it's going to cost me money. And which, of course, as you know, the school you run at UVM, there's lots of evidence that being good to the environment, being good to the community, and having a purpose with your employees is not an expensive thing. It actually makes you a better, stronger business.
Yeah, and I would just jump in and add and say there's just a strong alignment, as Ted said. Business is a force for good is sort of B Lab and the B Corp community's mission, and our purpose of impacting the manner in which business is done. That's like they go hand in hand. And so, by being a part of that community, we get to leverage that. We get to learn from these incredible companies and bring ideas back in. We get to share our purpose of, we get the income advance program is now nationwide because of our connection with B Lab and the B Corp community. We get to go and talk about that. So we get to impact the manner in which business is done on a much larger, more national, frankly, international scale. And so it's really amplified our ability to achieve our purpose. And we just get to learn. So we brought a lot of programs in that say, hey, if we want to do something around housing or childcare, we don't need to, reinvent the wheel. There are people out there who are leaders in these spaces that we can learn from and take some of their ideas and bring them back. So I think of it as it's a tool that we can use to make Rhino a better place to work. And so for that, it's the annual fee and the time it takes to get that's recertified is nothing compared to the value that it brings to our organization, in my opinion. Volunteer time off that Ted just mentioned, that was something we learned. There's people who do a lot more. We do 8 hours a year for employees, even like a King Arthur Flower, they do 40. So, but that was an idea that we learned.
I think the other thing is we have formalized an approach we call inclusive hiring, where we don't do background checks, and we're really bringing people in the door to try to help them succeed. And there's quite a few B Corps. Grayson Bakery is one of them, but others that have really not only experimented with that, but championed it. So I think this idea, like, if you think of that business as a force for good, as a movement, and you think there's so many people doing so many great things in the B Corp community worldwide, it's almost like you could just go, and if you said, I want to be better at something, you can go find out. There's best practices. So again, I think we've been pretty innovative for a small company, but we don't need to invent the wheel. And quite frankly, the B Corp community is fertile ground for great ideas.